day two out here. Like, you talked about the nerves going on the first tee yesterday. Were they a little bit calmer today?
Yeah, a little bit for sure. It's honestly a little tougher teeing off 10 just because you're not hitting a driver and the face is a lot smaller. But it's kind of the same thing as yesterday. Once we got off the tee, you know, it was okay. And the back nine was a lot more fun than the front nine yesterday. Just certain shots and being able to skip it on 16. And I think the crowds are just a little more dense on the back, so it was fun.
Yeah, you definitely got the full look of the back nine today. Tell me about that run through Amen Corner.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, we would hit a tee shot, approach shot, and then a bunch of chips and putts, and a lot of knowledge from Larry and Russell, and yeah, obviously, like I said yesterday, super lucky to be able to play with them and lean on them a little bit. So another really fun day.
Larry said, Larry said his approach on 13 hasn't really changed with the distance of the hole. How did you attack it?
So I hit two tee balls. The first one, they're both with driver. The first one I kind of left out to the right, and I would definitely lay that one up. The second one, I hit a pretty good one and had 230 middle and hit a hybrid to the middle. But I mean, unless I hit a perfect drive for me, I'm probably going to be laying up and just try to get a good angle into the hole location.
Ben, last night was the amateur dinner. Just what are your thoughts? Maybe when things kind of broke up and everyone kind of returned to the crow's nest to get some rest.
Yeah, amateur dinner was awesome. Curtis Strange was the guest speaker, and he had some really cool advice for everybody. And I mean, yeah, it was probably a 2-hour dinner or so, and by that time, everybody was kind of wanting to go upstairs and just check out the crow's nest and hang out a little bit. And yeah, we watched some of the national championship game, and then I think everybody went to bed around 11:30, and we were all kind of woken up by the kitchen staff downstairs getting their morning started at like 5 or 5:30, but got the whole experience, so it was awesome.
There's kind of like two schools of thought here with the weather getting kind of the wetter and softer, the golf course is changing. I know this is your first time, but are you seeing differences that are going to play to your advantage with it being softer, or do you think that'll be more of a challenge for you? Faster runs?
Yeah, good question. I mean, I wouldn't really say either, but I will say with it being a little softer, I think it'll allow me to, I mean, I'll have an easier time chipping around the greens. I mean, I have a very average short game, so, I mean, I think that'll play into my hands a little bit, and I'm fairly long off the tee, so I'm able to carry some of those uphill slopes in some of the fairways, so maybe those two would play into my hands a little, but, I mean, there's guys out here that hit it way past me and have way better short games. So I mean, I think it'll probably help everybody out a little bit. Yeah, so it was me, Harrison, Matt, Gordon, and the British Am champ, and then Sam was supposed to be up there. There's 5 beds, and 6 of us thought we were staying up there. But they hooked him up pretty good somewhere else on property. But he didn't get the crow's nest experience, but I think he got a really good one elsewhere. So it was funny.
What's the TV situation like up there?
Yeah, so it's pretty small. It's definitely been there for a while, but a couple of us went to Sam's suite and watched on his big screen. I mean, I guess that's what you get when you win the USM. You get hooked up in a suite. No, but it was fun, and we got to go watch some of the game in there with him and had some laughs. It was cool.
Ben, back to Larry and Russ. What's the one piece of advice from them that's going to stick with you the most heading into the first team tomorrow?
Gosh, I mean, Larry's told me several times. I mean, you can get in a habit of playing just like uber conservative out here, and I mean, there's definitely shots you want to play conservatively, but he says to take advantage of the opportunities you get. So I think that was good for somebody like me to hear, who kind of would have a tendency to come out here and just play scared. So yeah, it's nice to hear that from him and to know that was kind of how he went about it in his day. And yeah, I'm gonna try and do the same.
Ben, what's your relationship like with Russell? Now that you guys are both Columbus, I'm sure you see him when you come home from school a little bit. What's that relationship like?
Yeah, I love Russell. I mean, he's been really good to me. His game is unbelievable. I think he's one of the best players in the world. got awesome hands, good putter, hits it on a string. I mean, so just being able to kind of play with him over the last year or two and just learn a little bit about what it's like to be out here and, stay consistent in your routine every day. Yeah, I've learned a lot from him because he's definitely he's a professional. So it's been good for me.
Ben, just talking a little bit more about the last night, spending in the crow's nest. You've been here for 2 days where it's just, there's so many people, it's so loud, there's all these things moving. Late last night, can you describe just how quiet it is around here? And also maybe just this morning before any patrons get here, how that's just a complete difference from what you see out right in front of you right now.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as the patrons get off property or before they get on, like you said, I mean, it's just like you could hear a pin drop, especially up in the crow's nest. I mean, I was trying to go to sleep last night, and it was almost like too quiet to sleep. I mean, and we were walking to like Sam's suite and walking back from it, and it was dark, and we were walking kind of in front of the clubhouse, and it was just so weird being out here at that time of night. But it was really cool, and I don't know, it's definitely quiet. Early this morning, I went to get breakfast in the locker room and had to go outside to get there, and there was just like nobody here, and it was really foggy, and it was just really eerie. And but yeah, it was cool.
See the ghost of Bobby Jones.
Yeah, yeah, he's out there somewhere lurking. Yeah. All right, guys.
Thanks,